remember doing that. Yeah.
You'd rub what on it?
Whiskey.
Whiskey.
Any kind of whiskey, or would it be that Seagram's?
Whatever they had, the
No,
cheap
no,
whiskey. They
rum.
wouldn't give them the good whiskey.
Well, because I
I'm
mean,
sure it's the cheapest thing.
whiskey's pretty harsh, but like that 7 is a little bit sweeter. That's the reason I was
They
asking.
just gave Minnie, the kid, it wasn't that much whiskey. It was only a dip in.
And I'm sure.
And did
the
you ever
kid
put
does-
any in the little baby bottle?
Oh, no, I never went that far.
Did you ever put any of the little whiskey in the baby bottle?
No, I
Not
rub
that
it
you-
on their
Rub it right
boobs.
on their goons, yeah.
I meant for sleeping or something
Well,
else.
years ago, of course, they outlawed,
Yeah.
I think it was called Paragoric.
Oh, that was a
They
good thing.
really mistreated
Treated people.
treated.
What was it?
boy.
Like a
Well, it
narcotic,
was a
similar to
narcotic.
morphine or something. Something similar
Yeah,
to
that
morphine.
the kid would sleep.
Paragoric.
And of course, that was outlawed. I don't know what year, but
Right, right.
I remember that Paragoric everybody talking about.
Just use a little bit of it, but boy, it worked good. Mm-hmm.
But it was, like you said, too strong for kids.
Yeah.
So
And even
that-
if they did a little bit on the gooms or whatever,
Yeah.
it was still, it really put them out.
And what was this stuff called?
Paragoric. Look it up.
Look it up.
It'll tell you.
Oh, this was a long time ago.
Yeah. Right. Well, you could
Grandma,
get,
do you ever remember them having chicken breasts at the store?
Out of what?
Chicken breasts? Like them selling chicken breasts how they do now in the store? Did they ever used to do that
Yeah.
a long time ago?
What do you mean, chicken? What do
Like
you mean?
boneless chicken breasts. Like, could you buy boneless chicken breasts at the store?
or did you have to buy the ones with the
Chicken, and then you
chicken?
had to actually make
Take
it
the
yourself.
ribs off? Did they have
Oh,
bone?
yeah, no. I can't remember.
Do you
see it.
remember ever since do you always remember there being boneless chicken
Yeah.
breasts?
Well, that.
Because somebody told me the other day that they didn't have them when they were young, and this guy's only like 42. And I said, I don't remember
Well, you would have had
that.
to go to a meat market to get boneless chicken breasts because
They didn't have them like in the supermarket.
No, it would be.
Oh no! Unless you bought a whole chicken,
Right,
then you get
right.
everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
see,
okay.
That's usually what you get, and maybe a cut-up fryer. They cut it up, but they'd almost have to have the fryer, and then they cut it up and give it to you. They
Yeah.
didn't have that package. They had a packaged hamburger and a few things, but they didn't have as much like that chicken.
Oh, they
like
didn't
you
have
get
all
that
the meat
chicken.
piled
Yeah.
up,
Oh,
pan
no.
wrapped. Oh my lord!
No.
They butchered, cut everything.
Yeah,
up.
you had to go to the
Whatever you
butcher,
wanted.
especially for something like that.
Hmm.
So see, nowadays, we get those dang big chicken breasts, and then they slice them in half for
Yeah,
me
they'll
because
do
they're
that.
too big, and
They'll-
sometimes
see,
they
they'll-
still are too big.
Meat market will do that. But then I've heard too that even in the supermarket, if you ring the bell,
Right.
they would do that for
Sometimes they will, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
depending on what time of day it
Right.
is, I would imagine.
by the way, at that Kroger's now, they have a whole seafood meat or a cooler, all laid out and big
yeah.
fish and that. Well, then I read in the paper that if you, I think it might be with fish too, but if you had shrimp or some of that other stuff, they'll bag up a pound or whatever you want. Then they'll put seasonings in it for you, so it's all set when you go home. You can throw it in the pan
Oh,
or
it's
whatever.
already seasoned.
Yeah, you could get, but I've never looked into it because
Yeah.
I usually buy frozen shrimp and I don't do it too often because it's not cheap.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that sounded like a good idea.